Hello guys, so how to lose 20 pounds of fat and increase energy levels in just 2 hours a week without sacrificing your management consulting career. You see guys, as a management consultant, you're probably very ambitious and driven, but when it comes to your health and fitness, you're probably feeling stuck and unmotivated. And that's completely normal. At the same time, your health is probably slowly getting worse and you are just letting it slide because you feel like you are still young, you have time to recover, you're probably in your 20s or 30s, and you feel like you can push through for a few more years. However, if you don't take serious action now, you'll most likely have serious consequences sooner than what you think. Okay, guys? And this can not only damage your health and personal life, but also your professional life. Because if you don't feel healthy, you don't feel good, this will impact obviously your career as well. So the purpose of today's video is to really show you how can you avoid fat gain, mental burnout, declining confidence, and most importantly, avoid health issues such as diabetes or cardiovascular diseases, among other things that can really damage not only your personal life but also your consulting career. Okay, and on top of this, I will reveal how with just 2 hours a week dedicated to your fitness, you can lose 20 to 30 pounds of fat, build muscle at the same time, and boost your energy levels, all within just a few months. Okay, it's possible to achieve these things within 3, 4, 5 months. It depends on your fitness level, but in general, a few months you can do a lot of amazing things. And I tell you that this is all possible without really going for extreme diets or just spending long hours in the gym. So what is happening in the management consulting industry right now? Just to give a bit more context on what is this about. So the sad reality is that on average, consultants are gaining 10 to 15 pounds of fat within their first year of consulting, and this number is only going up. Okay, and you probably relate to this. It's very unlikely that you did not gain any fat the first year you joined consulting. And most consultants, just like you, struggle to stay fit throughout their work, not only because of long hours, a lot of traveling, difficult access to healthy food. So there is a lot going on that makes it very difficult to stay fit. And you probably tried traditional workout routines or diet plans, and you notice that it simply does not suit your busy schedule. You probably tried these routines more than once, and after a few weeks, you continue to realize that it's unsustainable without really risking your consulting career. You conclude that it's very difficult to balance both your fitness and your career. But let me tell you guys that achieving your fitness and health goals does not mean spending hours in the gym or going for crazy diets, okay? You don't need to work out like you did when you were in college or university or whatever, when you were younger. It doesn't have to be the same way. You can achieve a lot of things with way less than what you think, okay? And in fact, with the right strategy, specifically for management consultants, I can tell you right now that you can lose that fat that you've been gaining in the last years. You can build muscle, you can recover your energy levels, all of this without compromising your career. So yeah, the reality is that in your day-to-day as a management consultant, you probably face some of these challenges that I'm about to tell you. You probably work 12 to 16 hours a day very constantly. You travel a lot, you have a lot of client demands, you have very irregular and unpredictable schedules, so it's very difficult to maintain a consistent, healthy routine. You are most likely exhausted pretty much every day after work, and many times you feel like there is a big trade-off between getting enough sleep or squeezing in an extra workout. You probably sleep little and low quality sleep because of stress. And you probably feel like there is a lot of information online when it comes to fitness, and this information is very conflicting, so you don't really know who to listen to, what to follow, and your situation is just so unique that most advice is not suitable for you. And finally, most likely you struggle with your nutrition because you travel a lot, you order a lot of food, you don't have time to cook, and you just have a bad diet and nutrition. Okay, so if all of these things relate to you, or a few of them, most likely means your weight is going up, you're getting physically weaker, your posture is getting worse, your energy levels are going down, and stress levels are going in the opposite direction. Okay, and to cope with all of these problems and challenges, you are most likely relying on things like caffeine, drinking maybe 4, 5, or even 6 coffees a day, or even doing some more drastic things like taking medication just to really help you go through each day at work. But let me tell you again that this is probably not the best solution, and achieving your fitness and health goals is much simpler than what you think. Okay, I keep repeating this, but it's really the main message of this video, and I will give you a bit more explanation on that. So what I've been realizing for the past years is that you really need to focus on efficiency and consistency, using a few key principles to really achieve your goals while having a busy schedule. And this, a good way to explain this is to relate it with the concept of minimum effective dose, okay? Which also, we can also call it MED. And this was popularized by a guy called Tim Ferriss. And although he explains this in many different ways, can easily be applied into fitness. But basically the core idea is that you should only do the amount of exercise necessary to achieve your desired results. Anything beyond that point is a waste of time and resources and energy. And to translate this into another interesting example is about boiling water. So the MED for boiling water is 100 Celsius degrees. Boiled is boiled. If you go above this temperature, the water will not get more boiled, okay? In fact, higher temperatures will just consume more resources, more time, and this could be used in something else. And that's basically how I adapted my mindset and approach to fit with the MED. And again, focusing on efficiency, consistency, and key principles. And using this approach, I managed to achieve actually better results with far less time in the gym, less effort, and just a more sustainable lifestyle. And yeah, that's actually how I created Consultant Fit 360, which is basically a proven system that will fit into your busy schedule with just little as 2 hours per week dedicated into fitness, which basically translates to 1 to 2% of your time, guys. So it's actually very realistic to get 2 hours a week into fitness. I'm not saying that all weeks of the year you have to do this. Of course, some weeks are extremely tough in consulting, or you are just on vacation. But on average, most of the times you should be consistent to be able to dedicate 2 hours a week into your fitness, okay? So yeah, basically Consultant Fit 360 is a minimalist approach into health and fitness. It's based on efficient workouts, a flexible approach to nutrition, optimized recovery and sleeping strategies, and all of these designed to integrate into your life as a consultant, okay? So that's basically what Consultant Fit 360 is about. And now, why should you listen to me, guys? So telling you a bit about myself, I've been there, okay? I did the typical path. I studied in good universities. I studied business. I did a master's in finance. I did a few internships. I worked in consulting. All of this while developing my own online business. So I always had a lot going on in my life, okay? And on top of this, I always try to stay very fit. And it was frustrating to try to find a way to cope everything, okay? And to give you a more visual explanation, this was actually my starting point. Around 8-9 years ago, I was the typical skinny fat kid, didn't like how I looked. I joined the gym. I just cared about lifting heavy weights. I gained a lot of muscle, but also a lot of fat. I was not happy with how I looked. I was training 5-6 days a week. My diet was not the best. Yeah, I was just not happy with how I looked and how I felt. in the last few years, that's when I learned about the MED concept, and I implemented a few strategies, and I finally achieved a sustainable way to keep a body lean physique, which I personally like. I mean, it's not the best body in the world, but I think for most people it's a good enough body to have. And on top of how I look, I just feel amazing. I feel very sharp, I feel energized, I feel focused. So yeah, guys, I mean, all of this is very sustainable to achieve with a minimalist approach, okay? On top of my own journey, for the last few years, I've been helping many people online. Actually, I've already worked with over 1,200 clients. Not coaching like one-on-one coaching, of course. A lot of these clients were just workout plans. And I've done this through Fiverr, which is a freelancing platform. I'm actually one of the top sellers within the fitness niche. I've managed to collect, let me just zoom in a little bit. So I've managed to collect almost 600 reviews, all 5 stars or average 5 stars. Here I have a few client transformations, and here I have some reviews. If you want to read more about it, you can check my profile on Fiverr. This is my username. So yeah, guys, basically what I want to show you with this is that I've worked with many people from different countries, different contexts, different life situations, different industries, and now I'm really focusing on management consulting because it's the industry that I work the most, that I know the most about. I know your pain points, and yeah, that's why I'm focusing on that. Now, I want to quickly compare the old way of doing fitness versus the new way, specifically for consultants. And I created this, well, it's a very basic table. I know you guys are used to very fancy slides and documents, but this is kind of a bit more raw. But yeah, when it comes to time commitment, the old way, when I say the old way, is basically the typical fitness and diet plans that personal trainers give you that do not know anything about your life or about consulting. So the old way requires usually long hours in the gym. I would say at least 4 to 5, 6 hours in the gym every week, and it's very time consuming. In my approach, again, it's a minimalist approach. 2 hours a week is enough with a flexible approach to nutrition, okay? So you don't need to really worry about fitness. It's something that should be natural in your lifestyle. Now, the approach in the old way is about, again, very intense and consistent workouts designed for people with a normal life, but you are not normal. So well, I mean, you are normal, but you are working in a very specific job that has crazy hours. So my approach is MED again, very minimal time. Then results. Because of the time commitment and the approach of the old way, you end up probably burning out, you have inconsistent results, you feel frustrated, and you end up abandoning the program because you don't see any results and you cannot sustain it in the long term. And you end up getting fat again, most likely, or just feeling unhealthy. In my approach, because it's flexible and specifically designed for consultants, you can achieve fat loss, 20 to 30 pounds in a few months, build muscle, and increase your energy without really compromising your career. In fact, it will boost your performance because, again, if you feel good, if you look sharp and feel sharp, if you are physically sharp, you'll feel sharp, you'll feel productive and focused, you'll have mental clarity all the time. So they are very related to each other. And then, of course, the impact on your career will be very different. If you follow the typical fitness routine and you stick to it, this will heavily interfere with your professional life because you don't have time to do both. In my approach, this will really complement your professional life and it will improve your productivity. Then nutrition, a super important part because everyone loves food, of course. The old approach, you have extreme crazy diets, chicken and rice every day, vegetables every meal, very little calories, you're probably starving yourself. Again, not a good approach. In my approach, we have a flexible mindset. You'll follow key principles that can be implemented in any situation, no matter if you are traveling, if you are at your client space, whatever, you can really implement it anywhere, okay? And then when it comes to recovery and sleep, on one hand, it's usually a bit neglected, or at least is not talked about as much as working out and nutrition. In my approach, it's one of the main pillars, actually, recovery and sleeping. So I provide strategies for improving your sleep. Okay, and finally, all of this culminates into, on one hand, difficult to maintain approach. So with the old way, this is not sustainable in the long term. You might have some results within a few weeks, but then you end up giving up, and you will go back to level 0. In my way, I don't want you to just lose those 20 to 30 pounds of fat and then go back to your initial weight. My approach is that you achieve long-lasting results that will last forever. It's a lifestyle change that will be implemented into your consulting life. Okay, this is my approach. Okay, so overall, I would say is much more stronger and appealing than the old way, and it works amazing for consultants. Now, deep diving a bit more into what is Consultant Fit 360, what is the blueprint. It's basically divided in 5 core pillars. There is more than just these 5 pillars, but I want to keep this video high level, so I'll go quickly through these pillars. Number 1, we have efficient workouts. Number 2, we have a flexible nutrition approach. Number 3, we have recovery optimization. Number 4, ongoing support and accountability. And finally, number 5, private fitness consultants community. Okay, guys? So, going one by one, when it comes to the workouts, again, MED approach, 2 hours a week, and we basically focus on 2 types of workouts. Number 1, it's more strength movements based on compound lifts. These are things like the bench press, squats, push-ups, pull-ups, so the essentials of the workouts, the basics of exercising. And these kind of exercises work multiple muscle groups at once, so you can really maximize your time in the gym while achieving optimal results. On the other hand, and we also focus a lot on high intensity training. This is more related to cardio style of training, and this not only boosts your metabolism but also helps you burn fat faster. Okay, so the combination of these 2 workouts really allow for super efficient results in a fraction of the time compared to traditional routines. We are focusing on quality over quantity. Okay, now when it comes to the flexible approach to nutrition, again, I don't want you to go for unrealistic and boring diets, because number 1, they are boring, they are not fun, you will hate them, and number 2, because they do not work for a person who is working in consulting. So my approach is based on simple nutrition principles and smart eating strategies, so you will learn all the essential habits that you should incorporate every day, or at least as many days as you can every day of your life. So these are principles that can be used in any context. They are very basic, but super important that most people do not even know. And we also really focus on sustainability. So we want you to enjoy your favorite meals. We want you to have friends. We want to have fun with your friends and colleagues and family. We want you to still enjoy alcohol if you like drinking. If you can enjoy desserts, pizza. I mean, you just need to find the balance. Okay, guys. Me personally, I love to eat out. I like to party and I do these things. Of course, I'm not gonna say I do it every day. Of course not, but I still enjoy a lot of my favorite foods while staying lean, as you saw in those pictures that I showed before. Okay. Then when it comes to recovery and sleep optimization, we really focus on two different things. Number 1, improve your sleep quality. So we have a few strategies to optimize your sleep, even if you have irregular work schedules and so on. These strategies will really improve your sleep, which, I mean, you spend basically a third of your life sleeping. So this is super important, and most of the times neglected by fitness coaches, let's say. And then number 2, we have active recovery techniques. So recovering is not just about sleeping. You can recover while you are awake. There are recovering techniques, and this not only ensures your body is always refreshed, but also prevents injuries among other things. Okay, guys. Then probably my favorite component of Consultant Fit 360 is the ongoing support and accountability, because following a workout plan and a nutrition plan is quite straightforward and easy, and most people can find stuff online. But what I think people struggle the most, especially consultants, is the accountability and support side of things, because they are so focused in their work, which is completely normal. They don't feel enough support and accountable for their own fitness. So that's something that we really like to help with. And this is done through regular check-ins, whether it's via text or call. I mean, you guys have super busy schedules and predictable schedules, so sometimes it's very difficult to book a call in advance, and that's why we have a very flexible approach. This also includes 24/7 access to support, so you can always contact us for last minute adjustments, even if you have a last minute travel and you need to work out in a hotel instead. We always help you with this kind of unpredictability. And finally, progress tracking. This is also super nice. We will track your progress as you progress over the weeks. Things have to be adapted, workouts, the nutrition. So we will help you with all of these things so you can focus 100% in your consulting career. Lastly, access to a private fitness consultants community. I think this is a super interesting concept. You will be able to connect with like-minded people, meaning consultants who are into fitness and health. Of course, you don't have to. This is just a bonus, let's say, but I think it's a super cool way to connect with other people, potentially network professionally, get a workout in with another consultant, for example. So it's just a nice community. So yeah, guys, these 5 components is what really are really the foundations of Consultant Fit 360. It's basically these to integrate into your demanding lifestyle as a consultant, and we are really confident it's probably one of the best health and fitness solutions for consultants. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you understood everything about Consultant Fit 360. I know this was a very high level overview video. What I'm gonna tell you now is you have 2 options now. You can either continue alone, you can continue feeling frustrated, low on energy, and basically just watching your health decline over the next months, years, or you can take action today and start working with us. Okay, we are really happy to take on consultants just like you, as long as you are motivated and disciplined to follow the program. We have a few slots open, so what I'm gonna do is I will leave the link to book a call with our team now. So you'll book a call, we'll have a 20 to 30 minute conversation, we'll see if we are a good fit to each other, and if yes, we will work together. Okay, guys, so yeah, book your call now, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.